The Louisiana Tech Bulldogs, Sonny Cumby heading into his second season. Last year, the wins were not great. 3-9 on the season. Um, but hey, they showed a little bit on offense, and boy, did they hit the transfer portal and the recruiting trail pretty hard. So let's go ahead and bring it up. You can look at the screen here. You see returning production, adjusted returning production is number 115. Uh, just a touch, a smidge over 48%. It's number 9 in the conference, number 98 in the country on offense, number 112 on defense. 3.81 post game win expectancy last year. You know, almost 4 games that they should have won. They went 3-9. They went 6-6 against the spread. You look at what they did on offense. They were not completely successful all the time. Number 100 in rushing success rate, number 93 in passing success rate, number 96 in offensive PPA per drive. But they were number 5 in offensive explosivity, right? Explosive play rate. They would fling it. And now I think that they've got they got some better guys. Parker McNeil is gone. Landry Liddy is gone. The 2 quarterbacks, wide receiver Trey Harris is out of there. Then on defense, you're losing a couple of guys, of course, some key guys. Let's look at the offense. Let's look at what they got. Jake Brown and Scott Parr, of course, the co-offense coordinators. Transfer quarterback Hank Bachmeier coming in from Boise State. He was not good in that offense that Andy Avalos was trying to run up there, but I have a feeling that Sonny Cumby is going to know what to do with this guy. Just a feeling. Let's look at who else they're bringing in. Oh, running back Squirrel Williams. Both of those guys should be huge contributors. The offensive line has got experience at all 5 spots. They did lose 2 starters, but they worked on depth last year, so that's definitely good. Experience up front, defensive line. Excuse me. Sorry. Let's stay on skill position. Smoke Harris can stretch the field. The Baylor transfer running back Squirrel Williams, he's going to help. The returning running back Marquise Crosby to improve the running game. Like they got skill dudes. And I think they got some good offensive linemen in here. I'm pretty high on Louisiana Tech. I think they've got a lot of talent here. Let's move over to the defense. There's experience up front, right? Defensive lineman Keevy Rose, he can get after the quarterback. The cornerback Willie Roberts, lockdown corner. There's playmakers on that side. I know that they don't have a ton of returning production, but they got playmakers. They got some dynamic dudes. They got to get more pressures on the quarterback this year. The back 7 is kind of young. They did lose, 8 of their top 11 tacklers. So, not great. But I believe when you're moving into a new system and whatnot, it's growing pains. I think this is going to be good for them this year. The defense last year, number 109 in PPA per drive allowed, not great, but they were good against the pass. They were not great on defending explosive plays. Number 126 in explosive play rate allowed. Just a mess. Just an absolute mess. All right. Luck rank last year, number 106. Obviously, they were not very lucky. Their turnover margin, number 94. They dealt with some injuries here and there. Penalties per game was number 109 in the country. Just not great stuff. But things that you can get fixed going into year 2. Their projected record this year, based on talent, based on who they have to play, etc., is 6.38 and 5.62. That is their projected, win probabilities for this schedule. And this schedule's a lot easier than what they've had in the last few years. So I'll admit that. Let's look at the keys to the season here. Their win total sits at 5.5. The over juiced at minus 170, which makes all the sense in the world. To win the conference, they're plus 700. Might be something to look at just a little bit. I think they're not quite going to get there, but it's tough when you got to play Western Kentucky and you're playing everybody in Conference USA, but you got to play at Jacksonville State, at Liberty. Those games are pretty difficult. Got to go all the way over to UTEP. Got to play at Middle Tennessee. It's tough games. The non-conference is, difficult, but either way, they play Nebraska. They play at SMU. But, I think this team could beat North Texas. I absolutely think they could beat North Texas. They got to improve the defense. They allowed 30 points per game and over 240 rushing yards per game. again, I brought up number 126 in explosiveness allowed. That's not good. The offense showed flashes last year with McNeil at quarterback, but, they added Hank Bachmeier and Squirrel Williams in there. Smoke Harris, I think, is going to be awesome. Like, they got dudes. They should be improved. If you're going to make a bowl game, it's weeks 5 through 9. I think you got to get 3 of those, right? You got at UTEP, Western Kentucky, at Middle Tennessee, and then New Mexico State. I think you got to get 3 of those to make sure that you are, set up to go bowling here. Because if you don't get North Texas, you're really up against it. So I have a lot of faith in these guys. The ceiling on this team, to me, is 9-3. The floor is 3-9. This team could go any which direction. But with a win total of 5.5, I'm going to go over, even though it's juiced at -170, because I think they can get a 1.5 more than that. I like Cumbie. I like what he was trying to do last year. They're building something here. They're building something in Ruston, and I'm a fan of the development of this program.
Thanks for listening to Winning Cures Everything. Make sure and follow me on Twitter at GaryWCE. If you want to toss in a question, you can email me, Gary@winningcureseverything.com. Make sure and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.